शारदे पाहि मां शङ्कर रक्ष मां 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 शारदे पाहि मां शङ्कर रक्ष मां
श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम्। शारदा शारदाम्बोज वदना वदनाम्बुजे सर्वदा सर्वदा अस्माकं सन्निधिं क्रियात्। शङ्कारूपेण मच्चित्तं पङ्कीगतमभूद्य किङ्करीयस्य श्यामाय शङ्कराचार्यमाश्रये भारतीकर्णापात्रं भारतीपदभूषणं भारतीपदमारुढं भारतीतीर्थमाश्रये विद्याविनयसम्पन्नं वीतरां विवेकिनं वन्दे वेदान्ततत्त्वज्ञं विदुशेखरभारतीं गुरुशरणारविन्दाभ्यां नमः। हरिः ओम्। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्. Thank you all for the next session of Vande Vidya Shankaram. Today we will be continuing on our lectures on Vishnu Sahasranama Stotram, Shankara Bhashyam. Pranav Swaminathan, please take it away. Thank you.
ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां श्रीमते शङ्करार्याय धीमतेऽद्भुतशक्तये नमोऽस्त्वद्वैतसिद्धान्तस्थापनोपात्तमूर्तये अज्ञानां जाह्नवीतीर्थं विद्यातीर्थं विवेकिनां सर्वेषां सुखदं तीर्थं भारतीतीर्थमाश्रये विद्याविनयसम्पन्नं वीतरागं विवेकिनं वन्दे वेदान्ततत्त्वज्ञं विधुशेखरभारतीं सद्गुरुचरणारविन्दाभ्यां नमः। सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय कृष्णाय क्लिष्टकारिणे नमो वेदान्तवेद्याय गुरवे बुद्धिसाक्षिणे कृष्णद्वैपायनं व्यासं सर्वलोकहिते रतं वेदाब्जभास्करं वन्दे शमादिनिलयं मुनिं सहस्रमूर्तेः पुरुषोत्तमस्य सहस्रनेत्राननपादबाहोः सहस्रनाम्नां स्तवनं प्रशस्तन्निरुच्यते जन्मजरादिशान्त्यै वैशम्पायनो जनमेजयमुवाच श्रुत्वा धर्मानुशेषेण पावनानि च सर्वशः युधिष्ठिरः शान्तनवं पुनरेवाभ्यभाषत। युधिष्ठिर उवाच किमेकं दैवतं लोके किं वाप्येकं परायणं स्तुवन्तः कं कमर्चन्तः प्राप्नुयुर्मानवाः शुभं को धर्मः सर्वधर्माणां भवतः परमो मतः किञ्जपन्मुच्यते जन्तुर्जन्मसंसारबन्धनात्। श्रीभीष्म उत्तरमुवाच जगत्प्रभुं देवदेवमनन्तं पुरुषोत्तमं स्तुवन्नाम सहस्रेण पुरुषः सततोत्थितः तमेव चार्चकं नित्यं भक्त्या पुरुषमव्ययं ध्यायन् स्तुवन्नवस्यंश्च यजमानस्तमेव च अनादिनिधनं विष्णुं सर्वलोकमहेश्वरं लोकाध्यक्षं स्तुवन्नित्यं सर्वदुःखातिको भवेत् ब्रह्मण्यं सर्वधर्मज्ञं लोकानां कीर्तिवर्धनं लोकनाथं महद्भूतं सर्वभूतभवोद्भवम् एष मे सर्वधर्माणां धर्मोऽधिकतमो मतः यद्भक्त्या पुण्डरीकाक्षं स्तवैरर्चेन्नरः सदा परमय्यो महत्तेजः परमय्यो महत्तपः परमय्यो महद्ब्रह्म परमय्यः परायणं पवित्राणां पवित्रं यो मङ्गलानां च मङ्गलं देवतं दैवतानां च भूतानां यो विदः यतः सर्वाणि भूतानि भवन्त्यादियुगागमे यस्मिंश्च प्रलये यान्ति पुनरेव युगक्षये तस्य लोकप्रधानस्य जगन्नाथस्य भूपते विष्णोर्नाम सहस्रं मे शृणु पापभयापहं यानि नामानि गौणानि विख्यातानि महात्मनः ऋषिभिः परिगीतानि तानि वक्ष्यामि भूतये। ॐ विश्वं विष्णुर्वषट्कारो भूतभव्यभवत्प्रभुः भूतकृद्भूतभद्भावो भूतात्मा भूतभावनः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः. Until now, we have been looking at the first shloka of the Vishnu Sahasranama Namavali and the Bhashya written by Srimad Adi Shankara Bhagavad. We had seen multiple arthas for the Vishwa Shabda, and we were concluding that Vishwam is none other than Vishnu, and the Tattva of the Omkara, which is again another Vishwavachaka Shabda. Omiti Brahma, Omiti Idam Sarvam is what the Vedas and Upanishad says. So we saw the Mahima of the Pranava, we saw the actual meaning of Vishwa, we saw the Tatastha Lakshana of Brahman, and we saw that all these things are Yani Namani Gaunani, or they are Guna Sambandha of the Saguna form of Brahman. And now Shankaracharya is quoting so many places. The last quotation we had seen in the previous lecture was the last sloka of the Vishwarupa Sandarshana Yoga, the Ekadashodhyaya of Bhagavad Gita, which Shankaracharya in his Bhashya of Bhagavad Gita Bhashya concludes that this shloka is the Gita Sara. So by knowing the meaning of this shloka, the entire Gita can be known. So that is the greatness of that shloka. Matkarmakran matparamo madbhakta sangavarjitah nirvairas sarvabhuteshu yassamameti pandava. So matkarmakrit matparamaha madbhaktah sangavarjitah. So who does the actions for me? Mat Paramaha, whoever thinks of me as the Parama or the Brahman, Mad Bhaktaha, the one that has that Bhakti Bhavana towards me, devoted to me, Sangha Varjitaha, who is freed from Sangha. In the last lecture, I had already quoted from first Shatka, where we see Sangat Sanjayate Kamaha, Kamat Krodho Bijayate, Krodhat Bhavati Sammohaha, Sammoha Smriti Vibhramaha, Smriti Bhramshat Buddhinashaha, Buddhinashat Pranashyati. So this Sangha is said to be the Hetu or Karana for all of these Kama Krodhadis. So because of that, even Arjuna asks, Athakena Prayuktoyam Papam Chariti Purushaha. And for that, Bhagavan replies, Kama Esha Krodha Esha Rajoguna Samudbhavaha. So people do Papa because of this Kama and Krodha. Even when knowing the right thing, this Kama and this Krodha are the things that lead man to do Papa or Pratyabhaya. So, and all of these Kama and Krodha can be derived only from Sangha, Tadabhavat. Right? When we have this Sangha or attachment, we have the desire to attain that Vastu that we have Sangha with. And Tadabhavat. And if we don't get it, that Kama turns into Krodha. So that is one lakshana that Bhagavan gives here. Sangavarjitaha, or the one without Sangha. Nirvairaha sarvabhuteshu, the one that does not have a Vairi Bhava or a Shatru in all beings. Yaha saha mameti pandava. So whoever is that person, he attains me only. Mam eti pandava, he tells Arjuna in 11th chapter, last sloka of Bhagavad Gita. And the next sloka is Nachalati Nijavarna Dharmataha Yaha Samamati Ratma Suhritvi Paksha Pakshe Naharati Nachahanti Kinchiduchaihi Sthita Manasam Tamavehi Vishnu Bhaktam. So Nachalati Vishnu Dharmataha Nijavarna Dharmataha. So here we have the Nijavarna Dharma, or the dharmas prescribed by the Dharma Shastras. So Nachalati Nijavarna Dharmataha Yaha. So the person that does not go away from the Nijavarna Dharmas, Yaha Samamati Ratma Suhrit Vipaksha Pakshe, and the person that is a Samamatihi Atma Suhrit Vipaksha Pakshe. So he has that same buddhi towards friends and to enemies. Na harati na chahanti kinchid uchchaihi sthita manasam tamavehi Vishnu bhaktam. And he quotes multiple slokas, so we can go over them. विमलमति रमत्सरः प्रशान्तः शुचिचरितः सत्त्वमित्रभूतः प्रियहितवचनः तस्मात् अमायः वसति सदा हृदि तस्य वासुदेवः वसति हृदि सनातने च तस्मिन् भवति पुमान् जगतः अस्य सौम्यरूपः क्षितिः असमतिः अम्यात्म क्षितिरम्यमात्मनोऽन्तः कथयति चारुतगैव सालपोतः सकलम् इदम् अहं च वासुदेवः परमपुमान् परमेश्वरः स एकः इति मतिः अचला भवति अनन्ते हृदयगते व्रजतान् विहाय दूरात् यमनियमविधूतकल्मषाणाम् अनुदिनम् अच्युत सक्तमानसानाम् अपगत मत्सराणां व्रजभट दूरतरेण मानवानाम् इत्यादि वचनैः वैष्णवलक्षणस्य एवं प्रकारत्वात् च हिंसादिरहितेन विष्णोः स्तुतिनमस्कारादिकर्तव्यम् इति. So already we had seen that this whatever bhakti we do, that should be apart from himsa, or that should not be with himsa. So even before these quotations, even this before this Matkarmakran quotation, Shankaracharya had written himsadi rahitena stuti namaskaraadi kartavyam iti darshayetum vishvashabdena brahma vidiyate iti va. So all of these, they show that this whatever bhakti we have should be done without the expense of others. So himsa does not just mean physically, but manasa, vacha or karmana. So that is why there are so many ways to attain the parama. So the Mimamsakas, they say that we do karmana eva moksha. So the Purva Mimamsakas, they say that by doing Veda Vihita karmas like Agnihotra, Ityadi karmas, all the Saptapaka, Havaj and Soma Yajnas, they get moksha. Is the Purva Mimamsa philosophy. But by the Uttara Mimamsa or Vedanta philosophy, one cannot get moksha by just karma. This karma, nishkama karma, is a means for chitta shuddhi, and tadvara jnana prapti moksha. So the difference here is the karma that we do. As we saw Shankaracharya before, he already quoted Yajnanam Japa Yajñosmi. So of all the yajnas, I am the Japa Yajna. And because of that, we know that there are so many other ways of attaining chitta shuddhi outside of these yagas that have this pashuvadha. So for that, he specifically, Shankaracharya quotes here, himsadi rahitena. So himsadi, so the adi pada, it means from himsa all the other harms that we can do to another person. Because we said that this person does not have a vairi in all other bhutas, right? So because of that, this Vishnu Sahasranama is said to be the upaya, and like this Bhagavad Bhakti can be done without the expense of other pranis or people. So this is the himsadi rahitena. So after quoting this Matkarmakran sloka, he quotes from all this Vishnu Dharma. So that is what we have started. Nachalati nijavarna dharmataha yaha samamati ratma suhrit vipaksha pakshe na harati na chahanti kinchi duchchaihi sthitamanasam tamavehi Vishnu bhaktam. So these are all quoting of what is the parama or the mahima of the Vishnu bhakta. And he says, continues, Vimala Mati Ramatsarah Prashantah Shuchi Charitah Akhila Sattva Mitra Bhutah Priya Hita Vachanah Astamanamayah Vasati Sada Hridi Tasya Vasudevah. So for the person with a Vimala Matihi, and Vimalamati means Vigata Mala Matihi. So the person without any all these doshas, like this kama, krodha, mada, matsarya, all these doshas, for a person with that kind of buddhi, shuchi, amatsaraha, without this matsarya, prashantaha, peaceful because of his knowledge, of his jnana, shuchi charitaha, the one that follows the acharas and is clean in both the and has the both the antashuddhi and the bahishuddhi, and the akhila sattva mitra bhutaha, and he has the entire akhila is only a sattva mitra bhutaha, so they with only a maitri bhava towards them, priya hita vachanaha, so the vachana or his dialogue, the way he talks is priya hita vachana hai. So it is both priya or affectionate and hita. Hita means it helps the person that hears it. So because of that, priya hita vachana hai. Vasati sada hridi tasya vasudevaha, and in his heart or his manas the Vasudeva always resides. Vasati sada. वसति हृदि सनातने च तस्मिन् भवति पुमान् जगतः अस्य सौम्यरूपः क्षितिरसमतिरभ्यमात्मनोऽन्तः कथयति चारुतगैव सालपोतः. So again, these are all quoting the person that Krishna already had described. So for the yogi, so for them sakalam bhadramashnute. So like that, the person with all these bhavas that we talked about before is the qualifications of a devotee of Vishnu, and for that person, he does not get any amangala. So this person, he takes nothing that is not his own, nor does he injure any being. And the person that is of this Vimalamati, this unblemished mind, is the worshipper of Vishnu. And he who lives pure in thought, free from this Matsara, contented, leading a holy life, and having this Maitri Bhava towards all pranis, always speaking wisely and kindly, and humble and sincere, has Vasudeva in his heart at all times. And the next one is Vasati Hridi Sanatane Tasmin Bhavati Puman Jagataha Soumya Rupaha Shiti Rasamati Rabhyamatmanaha Antaha Kathagati Charutageva Salapotaha. So the Salapota is a vriksha. Sala is a type of tree. So this as the young Salapota or Sala vriksha, it by its beauty, Charutagaiva declares the rasa which has imbibed from the earth, so that when the Paramatma has taken his vasa in the heart of anybody, that man is great, or kathayati charute eva saropatah, that he is taken as great among the beings of the world. So this is what Yama says to his kinkaras or servants. And sakalam idam aham cha vasudevah paramapuman parameshwarasya ekah iti matirachala bhavati anante hridayagate vrajatan vihaya durat. So this is what Yama says. Already Shankaracharya had quoted this in the Purva Pitika itself. So vihaya durat. So you are proceed very far from those whose heart ananta is enriched. Bhavati anante iti matihi achala bhavati anante. So whoever has this achala matihi in ananta, from him whose sanctified understanding conceives the Paramapurushaha Puman Vasudevaha and that Ekaha as one, and with all this world. Sakalam idam. So the person that has this bhava of Sakalam idam cha Vasudevaha Paramapuran Parameshwarasya Ekaha iti matihi achala bhavati anante hridayagate vraja tan vihaya durat. So he is telling the Yamadutas that they have to leave them from a great distance. And Yama Niyama Vidhuta Kalmashanam Anudinam Achyuta Sakta Manasanam Apagata Mada Mana Matsaranam Vraja Bhata Duratarena Manavana. So again Yama is continuing. Leave Vraja Bhata, the servants quickly from the people whose papas have been dispersed by the moral and the religious merits, by the Yama Niyama Vidhuta Kalmashana. So because of their Yama and Niyama, their constraints or their restrictions that are prescribed in the Ashtanga Yogas, the first two, the Yama and the Niyama, Vidhuta Kalmashana, because of that they have cleansed themselves from Kalmasha or Papa. Anudinam Achyuta Saktamanasana, and their minds are daily dedicated to the Achyuta, or the imperceptible Achyuta, and they are Apagata Mada Mana Matsarana. They are free from pride, uncharitableness, and Matsara or malice. So from them also Yama is telling his dutas to leave. इत्यादि वचनैः वैष्णवलक्षणस्य एवं प्रकारत्वात् च हिंसादिरहितेन विष्णोः स्तुतिनमस्कारादि कर्तव्यम् इति. So also from these quotations, again, from the fact that the qualifications of a devotee of Vishnu are stated as such, it is further known that all these stuti namaskara, these praises, these prostration, everything to Vishnu must be accompanied with this ahimsa. So this himsadi rahitena, so it should be harmless to others, whether it be pashus or manushyas. And how should that pujana or the stamana or that stuti or that namaskara be? For that he quotes Taittiriya Upanishad, Shraddhaya Ashraddhaya Adeyam is what Taittiriya Upanishad says. So whatever is given should be given with that faith or Shraddha and not without faith. Ashraddhaya Adeyam. And we see this in Bhagavad Gita as well, and Shraddha Traya Vibhaga Yoga, last shloka. Ashraddhaya hutam taptam tapastattam kritam jagat asat ityuchyate partha na chatat pretyano hyah. So whatever we do without Shraddha, hutam dattam, whatever we give, whatever we offer in the fire, that is asat ityuchyate, that is not correct, is what Bhagavan says in Gita. So now Shankaracharya is going. He has established that himsa is wrong, and even without himsa we can do it with ashraddha, right? So shraddha or ashraddha does not have any sambandha with himsa. So now that we have established that this Bhagavad Bhakti should be done without himsa, now that should also be done without ashraddha and with shraddha. So for that he is establishing the mahima of shraddha, and he quotes from Shruti as well. Shraddhayagnis samidhyate ityadi shrutehe. Because of faith, only the sacrificial fire is kindled. Samidhyate. Indhana means that lighting, that fuel. So samidhyate. Shraddhayagnihi. And Shraddhaputam vadananyasya hatamashraddhaye tarat. And for that, yeah, he is saying the Daityas, you appropriate as your portion the six, which are imam stamamadhiyanaha shraddha bhakti samanvitaha shraddhaputam vadanat yasya hatam ashraddhaye tarat. So the person with this purified by shraddha and that vak, he hatam ashraddhaye tarat. So he crosses this ashraddha And imam stavam adhiyanah shraddha bhakti samanvitah is what the Phalashruti of Vishnu Sahasranam says. So imam stavam adhiyanah shraddha bhakti samanvitah. So it should be studied and it should be chanted with shraddha and bhakti. And ashrotriyam श्राद्धम अधीतम अव्रतम अदक्षिणम यज्ञम अनृत्विजाहुतम अनृत्विज अहुतम अश्रद्धया दत्तम असंस्कृतम हविः भागाः षड् एते दैत्य सत्तम. So the Daitya Sattama, hey, best of Daityas, you take the portion of the following six. Daityas means Asuras. So the Asuras have the Bhaga or Havir Bhaga of six types of even Daiva Karyas. So if we don't do Deva Karyas with Shraddha, that Phala all goes to Asuras. So Ashrotriyam, Shraddham. So the Shraddha without a Shrotriya or the follower of Shruti, and Adhitam Avratam Adakshinam, and the study of Vedas without the Vratas. So right now we do the Vrata before the Samavartana and the marriage, but that is not correct. As per Shastras, while doing the Vedas, while doing the Vedadhyayana itself, the Brahmachari should do all the Vratas. And the Vrata and the Samavartana does not have any correlation with marriage at all. The Samavartana can be done much before the Vivaha. So, like that, the Adhitam Avratam. Adhitam here, Adhyana is of the Vedas. So, Avratam, without the Vratam, Vratarahita Adhyanam. Adakshinam Yajnam, Anatvija Hutam, and the Yajna performed without the Dakshina. So, as we know, even for all the small karyas, the Guru Dakshina or the Sambhavana must be given. And even for if for small things that is applicable, even for big Shrota Yajnas that is applicable. That is why Deshe Kale Chapatre Tadhanam Satvikam Smritam. So that Desha, Kala and that Patra should be of Sattvika nature. So Adakshinam Yajnam, Anutvija Hutam, and the oblations without a priest, Anutvija Hutam. Ritvik is the priest that performs it. So the offer to the Agni without the priest is also in these six. Ashraddhaya Dattam, Asamskritam Havihi. So the charity without this Shraddha, Ashraddhaya Dattam, Asamskritam Havihi. And before doing the offering of the Havihi or the rice or the Dravya, we have to do the samskara for it. And because of the samskara, it becomes a Samskritam Havihi. So Samskrita means refined or pure. So for that we have to do that samskara first, and only then we have to offer it. So again, this is also part of the six. So asamskritam havihi. So doing it without this samskara is only prescribed for certain other karyas. So for all the deva karyas, it must be done the abhikarana and everything. So shad ete tava daitya sattama. So he's saying here daitya pungava, daitya sattama, the best of daityas, rakshasas. You take the portions of all six. So this is showing the importance of Shraddha in not only Deva Karyas but as well as the Shraddha or the Pitr Karyas as well. Because if we don't have Shraddha in the Pitr Karyas or the Deva Karyas, that Phalita all goes to the Rakshasas, which will give us the Viparita Punya Phala, and we do not get any Phalita of that. So this is why I quoted that shloka from Gita, because he says is asat ityuchyate partha. So that offering anything that is done without shraddha is asat, or it is not correct, and it is almost a waste. And he continues, punyam madveshinai yaccha madbhakta dveshinam tatha kraya vikraya saktanam punyam yachagni hotrina. And hey, king of the Daityas, through me you take the merit of those who hate me. Madveshinam yacha punyam. and those that hate my devotees, mad bhakta dveshinam tatha kraya vikraya saktanam, and the kraya vikraya saktanam punyam yachagnihotrina, and the agnihotrinam kraya vikraya saktanam agnihotrinam punyam. So you take the punya of these three people, madveshinam, madbhaktadveshinam, and agnihotrinam, kraya vikraya saktanam agnihotrinam, because this kraya vikraya is only said for vanage. So the agnihotri should not be doing this kraya vikraya or buying and selling and this merchant duties. So for that, so agnihotri, or the person that does the agnihotri sacrifice, that is engaged in business or buying and selling and trade, and the people that hate Vishnu or the Vishnu bhaktis, the asuras take all their punya. And he continues, Ashraddhaya chayaddanam yajatam datatam tatha tatsarvam tava daityendra matprasadat bhavishyati. And so the Ashraddhaya chayaddanam yajatam datatam tatha. So anything that is uh, given without Shraddha, danam dadatam yajatam yat. So the thing that is offered without Shraddha, tat sarvam tava, all of that is only yours, Daityendra, hey greatest of the Rakshasas. Mat prasadat bhavishyati, and from my prasada it is given. And he concludes with that Shraddhatra Vibhaga, last shloka that I mentioned, Ashraddhaya hutam daptam tapastattam kritam dattam tapastattam kritam chagat asat idyuchade partha chatat pratyano here. So we already covered the meaning, but anything that is offered in the fire, hutam, dattam, or given as dana, tapaha, taptam, or that tapas without shraddha, kritam sagyat, whatever is done like that, asat ityuchate, so that is called as asat. Nachatat pretya no iha, so that it is not, it is basically null here or hereafter. Pretya no iha. So even in the bhavishyat it does not give anything. In this ihaloka it also does not give anything. In the paraloka also it does not give any use. Because there are so many karmas that we don't see the phalita immediately in the ihaloka. When the paraloka we have this punya. But if it doesn't even give any punya, then there is no prayojana in the paraloka as well. So इत्यादि स्मृतिभिश्च श्रद्धया स्तुति नमस्कारादि कर्तव्यम अश्रद्धया न कर्तव्यम. So the quotation of all of these shlokas is just to conclude or to give this dardhya, this dridha sankalpa, that whatever we do, because of all these Shruti and Smriti Pramanas, must be done with Shraddha or faith. Even Shraddha cannot be directly translated to faith, but in order to explain the word, we have to take some loose translations, but it is very difficult to actually translate the word Shraddha. So without that belief, without that Shraddha, without the proper manobhava, all of this Stuti Namaskara Adi Kartavyam is Shraddhaya Stuti Namaskara Adi Kartavyam. So Ashraddhaya Na Kartavyam. So if we do it without Shraddha, then that does not give any phalita. And the Tarkikas, they say, Nakuryat Nishphalam Karma. So phala without karma without phala should not be done. So it is just a waste. So it should not be done at all. So when we must do the Stuti and Namaskaradi, all this Pujana we saw in the Purva Pitika and everything. So Dhyayan Stuman Namasyam Sejamanastamevacha, all that should be done with Shraddha and without Himsa. These are the two conclusions that we have seen. And he quotes from 17th Adhyaya again, Om Tat Saditi Nirdesho Brahmanas Trividhas Smritaha. So this is a new topic. So he quotes Om Tat and Sat iti Nirdeshaha. That designation is Brahmanaha Trividaha Smritaha. That is the threefold designation of Brahman. This Om, Tat and Sat. And as like this also Atha, some Shabdas are there. These are said to be the three fold designation of Brahman. इति ब्रह्मणः त्रिविधः निर्देशः स्मृतः. सो इति भगवद्वचनात् स्तुतिनमस्कारादिकं कर्मा सात्विकं विगुणम् अपि श्रद्धापूर्वकं ब्राह्मणः अभिधानत्रयप्रयोगेण सगुणं सात्विकं सम्पादितं भवति. So through the prayer, namaskara, etc., if they are not sattvic, yet if performed with shraddha and preceded by this Om and Tat and Sat, the three names of Brahman, they become effective and sattvic. So this is again a big point. Because of shraddha, this becomes sattvika. So because of this Om, Tat and Sat, this Trividaha Nirdeshaha of Brahman, even if we do karma that is not sattvika, नमस्कारादिकं कर्म असात्विकं विगुणम् अपि श्रद्धापूर्वकं ब्राह्मणः अभिधानत्रयप्रयोगेण because of the prayoga or the use of the Om and Tat and Sat abhidhanatraya sagunam satvikam sampaditam bhavati. It becomes of guna and satvika instead of viguna and asatvika. Atmanam Vishnum Dhyatma Archana Stuti Namaskara Adi Kartavyam. So, because of doing this dhyana of Vishnu as himself, imagining himself as Vishnu, Atmanam Vishnum Dhyatva Archana Stuti Namaskara Adi Kartavyam. So, he should do the prayer and the worship ityadi that we had seen before. And he quotes, Na Vishnuh Kirtaged Vishnum Na Vishnur Vishnumarchaged Na Vishnu Samsmarete Vishnum Na Vishnur Vishnumapnuyat. So the Karmakanda portions of the Mahabharata says, Iti Mahabharate Karmakandi. So that's it says, he who imagines himself as Avishnu, not Vishnu, should not praise. Na Vishnu Kirtaged. Basically, he has to have that Manobhava. Right. We see that in the Rudra Prayoga as well. If one is not Rudra himself, he should not do the japa of Rudra. So that is why we do the Nyasa and all those things for those Karikramas. So he who thinks of himself as separate from Vishnu or not Vishnu, Avishnu, he should not do the Kirtana, he should not do the Stavana. He who imagines himself as a Vishnu should not worship him. Na Vishnuhu Vishnumarchayet. So the person without the Vishnu Bhava in himself, which is the Advaita Bhava, Vishnum Archayet. Na. So that person should not worship Vishnu. Na Vishnu Samsmaret Vishnum, Na Vishnur Vishnum Apniyat. And he who imagines himself as Avishnu should not worship Vishnu. And he who imagines himself as Avishnu should not meditate upon him. And he who imagines himself as a Vishnu will not reach Vishnu. Na Vishnuhu Vishnum Apnuyat. Apnuyat means they will not reach him. So na Apnuyat. So this Avishnu. Meaning we have to have Tyajet Ajnana Nirmalyam Soham Bhavena Pujayet is what we see in all the pujas. So even all the sannyasis as well, when their puja they use the shloka. So Hamsaha, so all that things, that Ishvara is me, I am that Ishvara. So Tyajet Ajnana Nirmalyam Soham Bhavena Pujayet. Because of this only, this Ajnana, this without the Advaita Jnana, we see all these things that this Ishvara is different and I am worshipping. But with that Jnana, the Bhakta becomes the person that is being worshipped as well. So this is the way that we have to do the Pujana, not with a Dvaita Manobhava. And he quotes from Vishnu Dharma, Sarvanyetani Namani Parasya Brahmano Nagha. So all these namas are of the Supreme Brahman. Parasya Brahmano Anagha. So, hey Anagha, the one that has no papa, all these namanis are Sarvan Etani Namani Parasya Brahmana. So, these are of the Parabrahma, not of this Krishna Avatara or any individual form. So, Yanyang Kamam Abhidhyayet Tam Tam Apnoti Asamshayam Sarvakaman Avapnoti Samaradhya Jagat Gurum. So we saw that one should recite the names of the God of gods. So Devatam Devatanancha. And whatever one desires, that he surely obtains. The worshipper of the teacher of the universe, that Jagat Guru, enables one to realize all his desires. Sarvakaman avapnoti samaradhya Jagat Gurum. So Jagat Gurum samaradhya sarvakaman avapnoti. He attains all desires. So yam yam kamam abhidyaye tam tam apnoti asamshay. So whatever kamas he has, those he will obviously attain. Tam apnoti asamshay. Without any sandeha, without any doubt, he will definitely attain. Because as we saw, because of the sanyoga pratakva jnaya, the same Vishaya can be used as a hetu for dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. So when it is being used as a moksha sadhana, it can also definitely be a dharma sadhana, artha sadhana, and kama sadhana based on our manobhava and the attitude that we have. So if we have the sankalpa, if we have those kamas, those will also be fulfilled by this practice. But if we don't have that, and if we have the Advaita Jnana, then we get everything. Sarva kaman avapnoti. And tanmayatvena govindam eti etadalabhya nanyatha tat mayah mayah vanchitan kaman yat avapnoti manavah. So a dialogue to the person named Dalabhya is given here. Dalbhya is given here. So Dalbhya, hey Dalbhya, one should imagine himself as being the same with as Govinda. Tanmayatvena Govindam. Eti etad Dalbhya nanyatha. So he attains that. So one should imagine himself as being identical with Govinda and Parabrahma and not otherwise. And having identified himself accordingly, he has all his prayers answered and he reaches the supreme abode. So that supreme pada that is there, he attains that. Eti nanyatha. So he does not attain any other pada. So he attains this moksha. Iti Vishnu dharme. Sarvabhutasthitang yomam bhajati ekatvam astitah sarvatha vartamanaha api saha yogi magi vartate. And Bhagavan says in Gita, the yogi who established in unity, sarvabhutasthitang yomam bhajati ekatvam astitah. So the yogi who's established in ekatva, in unity, worships me and who is residing in all beings. Sarvabhuta sthitam. Sarvatha vartamanopi sayogi mayi vartate. So he always dwells on me, and whatever may be his mode of existence, he saha mayi vartate. So he is within me itself. Iti Bhagavad Gita. So, and he quotes from Vishnu Purana, Aham Harihi Sarvamidam Janardanaha Nanyat Tataha Karana Karyajatam Idring Manaha Yasya Natasya Bhuyaha Bhavodbhava Dvandvagada Bhavanti. So in Vishnu Purana, Vishnu says, I am Hari. Aham Harihi Sarvamidam Janardanaha. All this is Janardana. Except him, there is nothing else. Nanyat tataha karana karyajatam. There is nothing other than Hari. Because be it karya or karana, be it cause or effect, there is nothing except Hari. And he who has that mindset suffers not from pains caused by this dvandva. Idring manaha. So idrik, whatever, if he has this type of manobhava, yasya natasya bhuyah bhavodbhava dvandva gada bhavanti. So this dvandva, this all these raga dveshas and all these opposites are not, they do not affect this person with that manobhava. And he does not suffer from the dukkha that is caused by these pairs of opposites like sukha and dukkha, and those things that we see in the jivana. Iti Vishnu Purane. And in Vishnu Dharma he quotes, Guror yatra parivadaha nindavapi pravartate karno tatra pidhatavyo gantavyam va tatonyataha. And tasmad brahmaiva acharya swarupena avadishtate iti smrite. So the Manusmriti says, where there is the uh, detraction or even blame of his guru, he must stop both ears or go somewhere else. So now he's talking about the mahima of the guru. Guror yatra parivadaha nindavapi pravartate. So wherever it is, so one must find a guru. Sa gurum eva bhigachet is what Upanishad says. And Gita also says, Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshyanti te jnanam jnaninaha tattvadarshinaha. So one must go and do namaskara and seva to the guru, and then by that tadvara they get jnana prapti. And nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitramihe vidyate. There is nothing that is sadrisha or equal to the purity of jnana. So in our Sanatana Dharma and all the Shastras as well, the mukhyatva of a guru is always prescribed everywhere. So that Acharya is there, Swayam Acharate Yasmat. So that Acharya must be there. And so the Shishya also has certain lakshanas. So wherever the guru is being blamed or he is being ill-treated or bad-mouthed, he should not be there. Guror yatra parivadaha nindavapi pravartate karno tatra pibatavyo. So the 2 years they must be pidhatavyo, they must be closed, and gantavyam va tatoha anyataha. So he must leave from there and go somewhere else. This is the kartavya of a shishya. तस्मात् ब्रह्मैव आचार्यस्वरूपेण अवतिष्ठते. So Brahman itself manifests as the teacher. Tasmat Brahma eva acharyaswarupena avatisthate. The Ishvara himself comes down as the swarupa of Guru. That's why we see Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So Guru is none other than Ishvara. And we see that if we see Ishvara and Guru at the same time, the first Namaskara should be done to the Guru, because the Guru is the one that shows us Ishvara. So this is the Mahima of the Guru. In Prashnottara Ratnamalika also he talks, Shankaracharya talks about the glory of the Guru as Adhikata Tattvaha Shishya Hitaya Udyata Satatam. So he is the Jnani that has the Adhikata Tattvaha, he has the Tattva Jnana, and Shishya Hitaya Udyata Satatam. He is always striving for the welfare of the Shishya, Shishya Hitaya Satatam Udyataha. So this is the Guru Lakshana, Vismritehe. So this is the Guru Lakshana and what the Shishya should be doing if the Guru is not respected. Varam Huta Vahajwala Panjasyantar Vyavasthyatah Na Shauri Chinta Vimuka Jana Savaishasam. So Katyayana says that rather remain in the center of a glowing fire than among men who are indifferent to meditation upon Shauri or Vishnu. Varam huta vajjvala panchasyantar vyavasthiti. Varam meaning it is better to go and stand in the fire than na shauri chinta vimukha jana samvasa vaishasam. So then being with people that do not do dhyana of Ishvara. Iti कात्यायन वचनात् यत्र देशे वासुदेव निंदा तत्र वासः न कर्तव्यः. So Vasanat Vasudeva we see. So the Sarvavyapi Vasudeva is everywhere. But by this Katyayana Vachana, that Varam, that shloka we saw, by that shloka we should know from that shloka that Yatra Deshe or Yasmin Deshe Vasudeva Ninda. So wherever there is Ninda of Vasudeva or wherever there is the ill treatment or ill speaking of Ishvara, or not even just that, the abhava of the worship of Ishvara or meditation of Ishvara, tatra vasaha na kartavyah. So there one should not reside. So what we can see is we should reside where there are like-minded people that have the manobhava prescribed by all the Shruti and the Shastras. So wherever there is Vasudeva Ninda, in those paradeshas, videshas, one should not even reside. Tatra vasaha na kartavyah is what Shankaracharya tells us. Because if we are with them, then they may also influence us. So because of that influence, we may not get the prayojana of the Manushya Janma. Right. So because of that, for a jnani, he can reside anywhere. But until we get to that stage, because we first must do this manana, dhyana, and stuti namaskara, all those things to Ishvara to get chitta shuddhi and then tadvara advaita jnana prap. So because of that, if that the first stage is not even there, then one can definitely not progress to the second and third stages. So because of that, Shankaracharya says, Tatra vasaha na kartavyah. And he then again concludes, Yasya deve para bhaktihi yatha deve tatha gurau tasya ete kadita hyarthaha prakashante mahatmanah. So the Shvetashvatara Upanishad says, if these truths be told to a high-minded man who feels the highest devotion for God and for his guru as God, then they will shine forth. Prakashante Mahatmanah. So whoever has this para bhakti or supreme bhakti in Ishvara, yasya deve para bhakti, yatha deve tatha gurau, and at the place of the guru, the same bhakti, the same para bhakti he had in Ishvara, if he has that same bhakti in the Guru bhakti, tasya ete khatita hyartaha prakashante mahatmanah. So he will be shining as a Mahatma, and he will actually get the ete kathitaha hyartaha. So these arthas, so these truths, if done upadesha to that type of person, that person will actually shine as a Mahatma. इति श्वेताश्वतर उपनिषत् मंत्रवर्णात् हरौ गुरौ च पराभक्तिः कार्य इति. So one should have, because of this Shvetashvatara Upanishad Vakya, Mantravarnat, Harau Gurau cha Parabhakti Karyeti. So we should have this supreme bhakti in the sthana of both Ishvara and the Guru that comes as the form of Ishvara and that we can interact with on a physical basis. So this is the Mahima of the Himsa Rahita Archana, the Mahima of Shraddha, and the Mahima of Guru Bhakti and Ishvara Bhakti. So the quotations also continue just for the first shloka. The first shloka bhashya is still not concluded for Vishwam Vishnu Vashatkaraha. So we will continue this vichara of the bhashya of the first shloka in the next lecture. Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha.
Thank you so much, Hariom. Continue, Dr. Jamunathan, do you want to add a few words and then we will finish the...
Don't know. I learned a lot of things today, especially the 6 things about, the Shraddha without a Shrotriya, the Adhyayana without the Vrata, the Datta, the donation without the Shraddha, and the Asamskrita, Havihi, and, so all those things, very nice, points to know that all this goes to Asuras, and Finally, he himself said the summary. So far, Vishnu, we have covered the Ahimsa last chapter. This time we covered the Shraddha and the Guru Bhakti. Very nice. It was very interesting because this afternoon I was reading the last chapter of Shetashadhar Upanishad without our lecture, and that is the last sloka, what he mentioned. Yatha, Devo, for the same bhakti with the Deva and Guru, the last sloka or the last before the sloka of Shetashadhar Upanishad is very nice. Pranav, thank you.
Yeah, it's so nice. It is also, I think the important part is to say that you may as well be in center of a fire rather than in a place where there is no bhakti or people are not
Yes.
praising Narayana. I think it's a very powerful statement because it's not just
Yes.
it's not just saying that it's optional. Hey, those who want to pray, pray. But I think it says that you have to, first of all, place where they do ninda, you should never be there.
Yes.
Right? That is such a beautiful, powerful statement by Shankara. Thank you so much. I think maybe we'll go with the Mangalam and then we'll come back and if there are any discussions we can have. Give me a few minutes, I'll start that.
मङ्गलं गुरुश्री चन्द्रमौळीश्वर के शक्ति गणपति शारदाम्बिके शंकराचार्यर के शक्ति गणपति महागणपति शारदाम्बिके के काल भैरव के काली दुर्गै के वीर धीर शूर हनुम मारुति चरणतिर्के मल्लिकार्जुनर के செல்வ ஜனார்தனர் கே அம்பா பவானி கம்பத கணபதி சண்டி சாமுண்டி கே ஸ்ரீ கிருஷ்ண பகவான் கே ஸ்ரீ சக்கரவாசினி கே சீதாராம லக்ஷ்மண சகித மாருதி சரணத்திற்கே வித்யாரண்யர் கே विद्याशंकर के वागीश्वरी के वज्रदेग गरुड़ आंजनेयर के श्रीवल्ली देव सेना समेत सुब्रमण्यर के तुंगभद्रै के श्रृंगनिवासिनी के श्रृंगेरी पुरिயில் நிலைத்திருக்கும் எங்கள் சாரதாம்பிகை के सच्चिदानंद शिव अभिनव नृसिंह भारती के श्री चंद्रशेखर भारती गुरु सार्वभौमर के श्री चंद्रशेखर भारती गुरु विद्यातीर्थर के श्री चंद्रशेखर भारती गुरु भारती तीर्थर के श्री चंद्रशेखर भारती गुरु विदुशेखर भारती के मंगलम गुरु श्री चंद्रमौळीश्वर के शक्ति गणपति शारदाम्बिक शंकराचार्यर के शक्ति गणपति महागणपति शारदाम्बिகை के சிங்கேரி புரியில் நிறைந்திருக்கும் எங்கள் சாரதாம்பிகைக்கே.
Thank you all. So let me stop the go live and then we can